Welcome to another video of me stalking my followers and telling them what tattoos to get. Leave a comment if you want to be next. So today we're gonna go for a deep dive on my girl Heather's account. So I went in and watched all her TikTok videos and I stalked her Instagram. The first thing I noticed on her TikTok was that she has almost a full leg sleeve. So then when I clicked through to her Instagram, I found out she has so many more tattoos, but also she's fucking gorgeous. Like, damn. Okay, so I found this photo, which kind of let me see some more of her tattoos. So I zoomed in on this one to kind of get an idea of the style she likes. And then after scrolling some more on her TikTok, I found that her shower curtain had some cool art on it. So I'm assuming that's kind of like the style of art she likes. Okay, so the tattoos I picked for Heather are all a little bigger because she looks like she can totally handle the pain. She's also a piercer. So I love this style of tattoo, and I think this would complement her leg sleeve so well if she did it on her other leg. Okay, this one gives me spooky vibes, but feminine and beautiful vibes at the same time. So I love this. This would look beautiful on the inside of your forearm, inside of your bicep, something like that. She also has a bunch of tattoos that are red, so I think this one could kind of fit in with her other tattoos really well. And it's badass as fuck. Okay, go get it. Do it. Welcome back to Tattoo Cringe. Let's look at ugly tattoos together. Only Judy can judge me. That is fucking amazing. I hope this person got like a signed postcard from Judge Judy after she saw this, because that is fucking commitment to her show. So this one's a quote: no pain, no gain. Except it says, no pen, no gain. So no pen and clearly no brain either. He's tattooing himself, okay? But can we take a look at the elastic band? Why is it wrapped around his hand so many times? I have so many questions. This one was submitted by one of you guys, so if you want to submit one of your tattoos, DM me on Instagram. So this is what my follower wanted, okay? She wanted this. And homeboy fucked her up so bad. I'm so sorry, girl. I don't even want to roast you. I just feel bad. Like, I'm so sorry. This was also submitted by one of you guys. Homegirl got Logang on the inside of her mouth. I'm just happy this one fades. This was also submitted by one of you guys, and she wants me to reiterate, she knows it looks like a dick, but she can't. So if you don't know me, I'm a tattoo artist, and I've been getting a lot of comments and messages asking about what tipping is like and the whole process of tipping your tattoo artist. So let me explain. So first and foremost, you guys are asking me, is it normal to tip a tattoo artist? Should you tip a tattoo artist? And the answer generally is yes. So I live in Canada and it's super common here, but there are some countries that don't tip in general. So like, you kind of have to know if the country in general tips or not. But generally, yes, it's appreciated if you tip your tattoo artist. But if you hate your tattoo, if it turned out really ugly, if the person was like a dick or a bitch to you, no, you're not forced to tip them. Like, don't tip someone that gave you a really shitty, ugly tattoo. But if you're super happy with your experience and the tattoo, tipping is a way to show your artist that like you really appreciate their time, their effort, their work, all that fun stuff. The most frequent question I got was how much should you tip your tattoo artist? And I think that's so dependent on like your life situation, how much money you make, how much you're comfortable giving away. Like personally, I never get mad if someone doesn't tip me. Like I totally understand, but my most common tips are about $10 to $25 on a $100 tattoo. And then for bigger sessions, usually $50 to $100 in tips. Okay, so y'all wanted to hear some more things that I get tipped that are not money as a tattoo artist. So here we go. Okay, some more cool things that I get tipped. I got tipped a plant once, and I love plants. Plants or flowers, oh, the weight of my heart, like, thank you so much. I've also gotten bath bombs and candles and face masks, and like, it literally makes me want to cry when someone brings me in like such a thoughtful fucking tip. Like, I seriously have some of the best clients. And drugs and alcohol are actually so recurring. Like, I get tipped in like bottles of wine and alcohol a lot, and in like drugs. And I don't know whether this one was good or bad, so y'all can sound off in the comments, but I finished this huge session on this person. It literally was like 5 hours, and they handed me like an envelope, and they said there was like something inside, and they're like, oh, your tips in here. And I was like, oh my god, like, thank you so much. And I took it out, and it was just like a card, and it just said thank you. And I was like, oh, like, thanks. Like, he really made it out to be that there was like gonna be like, I don't know, like a gift card or maybe some cash or something, and it just said thank you. I thought it was so funny. Welcome back to another video where I stalk my followers and tell them what tattoos to get. Okay, so this is the account we're doing today, and after further stalking, I found out her name is Ava. It feels so weird after I creep you for so long. I feel like I know so much about you. Okay, so the first video I saw of Ava, she was using a Bring Me the Horizon song, and I have one of their tattoos. I'm obsessed with that band, so I love her already. I am obsessed with her style and how edgy she dresses, so like, I'm totally picking a tattoo that fits her aesthetic. She's also in the running for the Inked magazine contest, and she has a bunch of tattoos, so I'm so excited to pick out one for her. Okay, so after seeing this photo on her Instagram, I immediately want to fill this area of her forearm. She totally catches me as someone who would get a full sleeve and look killer with one. Okay, so the first design that came to mind would be a raven on the outside of her forearm to kind of go down towards a sleeve. So many cool styles you can do ravens in, and I think it would blend in with her other tattoos so well. Like this, she would look so good on her. And my second option is I think she would look so good with like a death moth sternum tattoo. Like it's a painful spot, but she would look so badass. Okay, do it. Comment if you want to be next. What's up, hoes? Today was script day at my tattoo studio, and if you've been following me for a while, you know I do something called a flash day once a month, but I switched it up for script day this month. I bought everyone some alcohol. Don't worry, everyone was of age, and people could either bring in a piece of paper that had some handwriting from a friend, a family member, a loved one, or they could just bring in a quote that they wanted or a word that they wanted, and we could just look at some fonts together that I have on hand, and we could pick a tattoo that they loved, and it was so much fun, and they were so cute. This one was one of my fonts that I had on hand, and this girl was so sweet. This one was in her mom's handwriting. I love her too. She comes in all the time for tattoos. This one was one of my fonts that I had on hand as well. So was this one. That's literally my favorite font ever. And then this one was in her dad's handwriting, and she was surprising him for his birthday. Like, how cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so these are all of the tattoos. Let me know which ones you guys like, if you would ever get a tattoo of someone's handwriting or if you already have a tattoo of someone's handwriting. But I had so much fun on my script day today, and I think I'm gonna do it again. So leave a comment below if you want to see more. Okay, thanks for watching, bitches. Bye. What's up, hoes? Welcome back to another episode of Tattoo Cringe. Let's look at some ugly tattoos. Okay, so this woman's husband, Dean, either has to have some really good dick or be a millionaire, because why else would you get this? Are you joking me? I don't understand, and I don't think I ever will. I hope this woman's doing okay. Since we're looking at ugly back tattoos, Planet Fitness is getting their own self-promo on this gentleman's back. And I've tried to read this so many times, and I can't make it make sense. Smoky eye sun, bun more than every that breathe ain't notin' that moves. Now, this doesn't resemble the Nightmare Before Christmas, but it is a nightmare. One of you guys submitted this. You can DM me on Instagram to submit your tattoos, but oh my god, you poor thing. It's their faces for me. So he either knows a crystal or he does crystal meth. I'm just gonna assume the latter. This one says cooter. Okay guys, the funniest thing happened to me today. Okay, so I was at the liquor store and I was buying my grandma a bottle of wine for her birthday. And as I'm waiting in line to pay, the dude behind me just starts talking to me and talking to me and talking to me. I'm being polite and like I'm answering all his questions and stuff like that. And then he's like, oh, are you single? And I was like, oh no, sorry. And this man, dead ass goes, you need someone who can really take care of you though. And I was like, oh no, I can take care of myself. Like, thank you for your offer though. The reason this story is funny is because we both end up leaving the store at kind of the same time, and we're walking to our cars, and there's not a whole lot of cars in the parking lot. And I recently just got a new car, and I've been working my ass off to be able to save up for a car, make sure I can afford it, because I've like really wanted a new car, okay? I don't like to flex my stuff, that's why I haven't like shown off my new car on TikTok or anything like that, but I get into my new car, it's a Mercedes-Benz, and the dude from across the fucking parking lot's like, oh, you really can take care of yourself, shawty. Like, yes, I can. And then I drove away with a poker face, and then I just like died laughing. So that's why I'm telling you. Okay, this is a really good question. How do you book a tattoo, and what do we as tattoo artists like to hear from you guys when you're reaching out? So the first thing you're gonna wanna consider is if you found them on Instagram or if you found them on a website. If you found them on Instagram, read their bio, because their bio will usually tell you if they want you to send them an email, go through their website, or send them a DM. So let's say you found someone on Instagram that you love their work, and their bio says, shoot me an email, go through my website to book. Please don't DM that person. They ask you to send them an email for a reason. They probably get way too many messages and DMs, and they want all their booking to be in one place. And that also goes for asking them questions about their rate and availability. Don't DM them if they ask to be emailed. They probably won't reply to you. And let's say you find an artist that's okay getting DM'd or emailed. Let's talk about how you should message them. You want to be super polite in your email and super thorough with what you say. If you just message us, hey, how much is the sleeve? We're not going to reply to you. You'll be way more likely to get a reply if you send us a really polite email, including a really good description, any reference photos you want, and asking any questions in the one email. It makes it easier for us to reply. More questions below. Welcome to another video where I stalk you guys and tell you what tattoos to get. So today we're gonna take a look at Erin's page and tell her what tattoos to get. So after going through her TikTok and her Instagram, the first thing that stuck out to me was how many guest appearances this little fella makes. Her cat is so adorable, and there are so many photos and videos of this cat. Like, look, the cat's everywhere. So I'm sure you can guess what the first tattoo I'm gonna recommend is. I think Erin needs to get a little portrait of her cat. You could do like a full body or just the face, or you could even get one like this from behind. Like, it's so cute. Like, come on, this little face as a tattoo would be iconic. And I think it would fit all her other tattoos because they're all pretty small. And as a second option, I can see she loves the outdoors and she's really good at photography. So the next piece I'd recommend would obviously be something that has to do with nature. I think she could also do something like this, but use a reference photo of a local mountain so you can have it more meaningful. Like bring in your own photo that you took as your reference photo of the mountains so it can be even more personalized. Like this kind of vibe. Okay, comment if you want to be next. What's up, hoes? My name is Tamaya, and if you don't know who I am, I'm a tattoo artist from British Columbia, Canada. And today I went to my favorite florist and got all my clients black roses and these dumbass little Valentine's Day cards. I know Valentine's Day has come and gone, but I thought it would be super cute to just add to the flowers, so don't come at me for being late to Valentine's Day. I'm well aware. Basically, once a month I draw up this whole sheet of designs and then I book them for 1 or 2 days during the month. So this is that day. I call it a flash day. If you've seen my videos, you probably have heard me say this before, but you guys really like the behind the scenes videos of me tattooing, so here's some more. This was one of my favorites today. I freaking love ferns. I mean, growing up in BC, that's all that's around us, so I thought it was super cool to give this to another girl who grew up in BC. And then I did this skull with a little flower, a butterfly. Oh my gosh, all of them are so cute. I don't even have a favorite. So if you have a favorite, let me know in the comments down below. But make sure you're following me on Instagram if you ever want to book one of my flash days. All the information is always posted on my Instagram story, and I'd love to work with you guys soon. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye! If you want to be a tattoo artist or get an apprenticeship but don't know how to get there, I got some advice for you. The first question you have to ask yourself is, are you an artist? Are you able to conceptualize and create ideas on paper, digitally, all that stuff? If you answered yes, then great, you're on the right path and you probably found a career that you'd be really good at. If you're looking for an apprenticeship, you need to have a portfolio, and a strong portfolio. Your portfolio is more important than a resume when you're trying to become a tattoo artist. And usually you have to know a tattoo artist to be able to get into the industry. There's not a whole lot of job postings that will go up looking for apprenticeships, but if there are, you have to have a strong portfolio to beat everyone else. Your portfolio needs to show that you can be a versatile artist and do a bunch of different styles. You can always specialize later, but most shops want to see that you can do a bunch of different styles of art. Your portfolio can include things like paintings and all that sort of stuff, but you need to include things that are actually tattoo designs, flash sheets, large tattoo designs. Obviously, all the artwork that's in it needs to be strong, but put your best work as the first page so it makes people want to keep looking. Okay, this is a great question, so let's talk about lip tattoos. So lip tattoos are referring to the tattoos that are like in there on the inside of your lip, and lots of tattoo artists will tell you to not get them or they won't do them in general. Okay, for starters, lip tattoos fade super fast. So you know when you get a cut on the inside of your mouth and how it heals way faster than when it's on the outside of your hand or your skin? It's the same thing for tattoos, and a lot of people have experienced tattoos that fade off completely in a month. Some people take 3 years, but they don't generally age that well. They're also super prone to getting an infection because you have so much bacteria in your mouth, and when you're healing it, you can't really kiss people or do anything nasty with your mouth because it can get an infection. Instead of putting a lotion on your tattoo to heal it, you're gonna need mouthwash to make sure your mouth is staying super clean. So here's a photo of an example I found. So this is the before, and then this is shortly after. And sometimes clients can come back and complain that their tattoo is fading, which is why a lot of tattoo artists will say no to it. But if you're aware of the risks and you know how to take care of it properly, it's kind of a funny spot to get a tattoo if you want one that's not gonna last forever. What's up? Let's talk about white ink tattoos. So when they say white ink tattoo, they're speaking about something like this, like a tattoo just done in white ink. So first and foremost, that shit looks beautiful. It's done really well. But the sad reality is most of the time tattoos that look like that don't end up healing like that and lasting like that forever. And there's lots of reasons for that, so that's what I'm gonna break down for you. Your body will try to break down tattoo ink of any color, and it ends up breaking down white the fastest because it is the lightest pigment possible that you could put into your skin. Sometimes they heal like this and they look like scars. Could look cool to you, could not look cool to you. Depends on your taste. Sometimes they fade yellow because of the way your body metabolizes the ink and just heals it in general. And sometimes they can fade off entirely, especially if the artist doesn't go deep enough with the white ink in your skin. Most tattoo artists use white ink like this to highlight and accent the black and gray lines that are around it. This makes it pop. Like this shit is a really good example. Also, if you have really light skin, it's gonna be really hard to see the white ink. So if you want one, go for it, but know your risks beforehand. What's poppin'? Let's talk about UV tattoos, also known as blacklight tattoos. So blacklight tattoos, if you've never seen one, they look like this under a black light. So UV ink can come in a lot of different colors, so what looks like this normally will look like this under a black light. And depending on the type of ink, some of them that look like this won't even be visible in regular natural light. So contrary to popular belief, your tattoo won't glow like this in the dark. It's only under the specific lighting, meaning when you're at like a rave or the odd occasion where you have black lights. So UV ink has not been around long enough for us to know the really long-term side effects or the long-term aging of it, but a lot of people have said that they've needed touch-ups over the years as they've had it age. With UV ink in particular, particular, you're gonna wanna make sure your artist is using a reputable brand, because there can be some really cheap and shitty brands that sell UV ink on places like Amazon that you're not gonna wanna use in your skin. Some of those inks contain something called phosphorus, which can be carcinogenic if it's in a high enough dose. So make sure to ask your artist what type of ink they're using beforehand. And some artists aren't comfortable working with UV ink, so ask beforehand too. If you're thinking about getting a red tattoo, watch this video. So red tattoos obviously use red tattoo ink, and that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So red tattoo ink is actually linked to the most problems with the skin out of all the colors. So red ink actually uses the most ingredients to achieve the red color in comparison to something like black, for example. And because there's more ingredients, it basically means you have a higher chance of being allergic to one of the ingredients that's in the ink rather than a color like black. Some people have said that their red tattoos have faded a lot faster. Some people have said they've even been itchy 10 to 20 years after they've had the red ink in their skin. Some people can also get red bumps and rashes around the tattoo, both during and after the tattoo process. So tattoo ink in 2021 is super high quality, so there's a really low chance that you're gonna run into any problems. But the risk is there, so that's why I'm kind of just telling you. So before your appointment, if you're concerned, you can ask your artist what brand of ink they use, and you can look into the ingredients that are in their red ink. So for the most part, you probably won't run into any problems, but it's worth considering if you have super sensitive skin, what's in the tattoo ink. It kind of boggles my brain that I have to even make this video, but then I realize common sense is not that common. If you no-show your tattoo appointment and your tattoo artist, you're not gonna get your deposit back. With peace and love, your money is gone. I've had someone before not show up to their appointment time. They had a deposit down and their session was 4 hours. It was like a really big chunk of time. So, you know, I wait 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then after that point, I call them and I send them an email, and no one picks up the phone, no one replies to the email. So I keep waiting and I hear nothing from this person. So at that point, that deposit is paying for all the time that it took me to draw out that design and for the 3 or 4 hours of time that I have that I won't be making money anymore. So right on cue, 7 days later, I get an email from this person saying, "Hi, I didn't get my tattoo. Send me my deposit back." Before anyone gives me a deposit, I tell them the terms and conditions of the deposit, and they still asked for it back and they didn't apologize. The balls on this person to ask for their money back after ghosting me. Okay, so I really like this question, and it asks if I prefer having a conversation with my clients or if I'd rather you guys just sit there and not talk to me. And I'm sure many of you can guess from my page that I'm a very talkative and loud person, so I really like talking to my clients. I will ask you so many questions. I want to know the tea. I want to know everything going on in your life. I actually end up becoming friends with so many of my tattoo clients because we're forced to be together for such a long portion of time that we get to know each other really, really well. Like right now, one of my best friends I met because I tattooed her 5 years ago. So my preference is totally to be able to talk to you guys. I feel like it's way more fun. The time goes by so much faster, and I feel like you're not as focused on the pain when you're telling me all of the drama in your life. But there are some tattoo artists who really don't like to talk to their clients. Like, I've been tattooed by dudes who put on headphones and don't talk to me for like 5 hours straight. So it really depends on the person. I kind of recommend feeling it out, and if you feel like you have a good connection with them and you want to chat, go for it, but bring a pair of headphones just in case they're like awkward and they don't want to talk to you. But talk to me. Today I got to tattoo my client Jess, and her only requirements for the tattoo was that there was a skull, a bunch of flowers, and a snake. So I was so excited. It gave me full creative freedom on this tattoo, so my brain went crazy and I drew up something that I thought would look amazing on her. So this is just me waiting for Jess to show up to the appointment. I always show up really, really early just to make sure everything is extremely sanitized, cleaned, prepped, just to make sure everything is all set. So Jess came in and she saw the design and she loved it, which made me so happy. So we stenciled it out and we got to tattooing. This was Jess's first big tattoo, so she'd never sat longer than about 25-30 minutes before. So this whole thing took about 3 hours and she sat like a champ. These are just some of my progress shots throughout the whole thing, but she killed it. She sat so well, and this is the final outcome of it. I think it looks super sick on her. Let me know in the comments if you guys think you could sit for 3 hours for a tattoo. If you have sat for longer, let me know. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye. Do tattoo artists get paid well? Great question. There's a lot of different ways that tattoo artists can get paid, and it depends on if you go work for a shop, if you start your own shop, if you open a private studio where it's just you. There's a lot of different options. So in a big studio with other artists, you're either going to be paying to rent a chair or you're going to be splitting your profits with the shop owner. At a private studio, you keep all the money that you make, but you have to pay rent for the space and buy all your supplies. And if you own a shop, you get money from all of the other artists that work under you. So shop owners tend to make a lot lot more than just a tattoo artist. On average, a tattoo artist will charge you $150 an hour. This totally depends based on experience, skill level, there's so many things. But if you charge $150 an hour and you work 4 hours, that's about $600. And from the money you make, you're either going to be giving a percentage to the shop or you're going to be paying rent for the chair that you use or the studio space that you use if you have a private studio. But once you're super booked up, that money will become more consistent. And if you manage to snag like a celebrity client, some artists can charge thousands of dollars a day. It kind of boggles my brain that I have to even make this video, but then I realize common sense is not that common. If you no-show your tattoo appointment and your tattoo artist, you're not gonna get your deposit back. With peace and love, your money is gone. I've had someone before not show up to their appointment time. They had a deposit down and their session was 4 hours. It was like a really big chunk of time. So, I wait 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then after that point, I call them and I send them an email, and no one picks up the phone, no one replies to the email. So I keep waiting and I hear nothing from this person. So at that point, that deposit is paying for all the time that it took me to draw out that design and for the 3 or 4 hours of time that I have that I won't be making money anymore. So right on cue, 7 days later, I get an email from this person saying, "Hi, I didn't get my tattoo. Send me my deposit back." And before anyone gives me a deposit, I tell them the terms and conditions of the deposit, and they still asked for it back and they didn't apologize. The balls on this person to ask for their money back after ghosting. A lot of y'all have been DMing me asking if a client has ever hated a tattoo that I've given them. So here's a story. So about 2 years ago, I did this tattoo on this person and it was on their leg and they changed their placement so many times. Like so many times to the point where I said, "Are you sure you want to get this tattoo? Do you want more time to think about it?" Because I really didn't think they were certain. Like if I can sense that you're not 100% committed to your tattoo, I'm not going to force you to do it. I'd rather you be happy and think and wait a little bit longer than like forcing you to get the tattoo then and there. So after moving their stencil probably 20 times, they were like, "Nope, I want it on my leg. Let's do it." So we did the tattoo and it looked great. Like there was no flaws with like the application of the tattoo and they were fine with it. So they were happy. They were like, "Thank you so much." They tipped. So that's not the bad part of the story. It was 2 months later, the email I got. So this person started off the email by saying they hated the placement of their tattoo and they wanted to know what they could do to change it. So I replied being like, "I don't know if you know this, but tattoos are permanent. So what's there is like in your skin for." So I told this person, "Yo, your tattoo's in your skin. Like we can't move your tattoo anymore. Like tattoos are permanent. They are in your skin. If you want to get rid of a tattoo, you either have to do a bunch of laser sessions or cover it up with something bigger." And I gave this person so many chances to not get the tattoo. I was like, "Are you sure you want to get the tattoo? Are you sure you're happy with the placement? It seems like you're skeptical. I don't want to push you into this." And they were like, "No, I want to do it. Let's do it." They signed a consent form after their stencil was on. Like they wanted the tattoo. So at that point in time, I knew there was nothing obviously I could do and I knew it wasn't my fault. They were just overthinking the placement of the tattoo. So I was super polite in the email back and I kind of explained their options if they didn't like the placement. But I did say like, "Hey, you did sign off on it. Like I'm not really responsible that you're not happy with the placement that you signed off of and approved." So they replied, but they asked for their money back because they didn't like the tattoo on that spot anymore. So they were like, "Can I have my money back? I'm just like not satisfied anymore with the placement." I'm sitting here like, what the fuck?